When he turned back after hanging up the girl to see if she was following him, he didn't catch her appearance. Before he could go back, he stopped when she appeared slowly, coming inside. She seemed to be in a mood of disliking. Wearing a torn clothes holding them, it looks like she was forcibly bringing herself to him. He smirked as he saw his wife carrying his tattoo on her chest, while she felt uncomfortable around him. When she met his eyes, she made a weird expression, noticing that his gaze was now different. "You look damn sexy in torn clothes, with my name on your chest, why?" he said, digging his teeth into his lower lip as he stared at her dangerously. Now she understood the intentions behind his intense stare. She immediately covered herself with her hands, trying to cover as much as she could, before he continued to stare without blinking once. "Stop hiding your beauty from me, why? You have even more beauty than before, and your figure has also changed," he said with a double meaning, which disgusted her. He continued to stare at her with his hinting at something deeper. "Can you please stop staring at me like that? It's making me uncomfortable." She tried to step back, but he fastly pulled her by her waist, causing her body to press against his. "You're too attractive." Wayne attempted to push him away, but he tightened his grip, not giving her a chance to escape. Their eyes locked in a tense gaze, their faces inches away. "Please let me go." He ignored her plea. His eyes filled with desire as he held her tightly. "I can't run. I can't help but look at you. It's like I'm drawn to you. I can't stop myself from staring at you." She felt suffocated and irritated as he wrapped his arm around her, pulling her close to him. "Even if you can't, I can make you stop." "Is that so?" He wiggled his eyes sarcastically. "Stop me if you can then." "You see, right? I stopped that too," she said, proudly catching her plate. "You are too tempting, wine. Too damn delicious." He licked his lower lip as he gave her a smirk, which made her face contoured into a weird expression. She was even confused why he didn't get angry, but then she noticed he was licking his lip in a different manner. "I don't just like it, I love it. You bite my lips today, and one day you will kiss me back too." She looked at him as if she had seen an alien in front of her talking nonsense, but as soon as he glanced at the tattoo on her chest, she averted her gaze, completely expressing her disgust through her words. As she turned away, not looking at him at all, and spoke with disgust. "Could you please give me some place? I feel uncomfortable like this, and I need to change my dress. How about I help you change your dress myself?" He chuckled as she showed him with a serious glare of annoyance. He raised his hands in a funny, surrendering manner, smiling mischievously at her, as if he was seriously scared of her. "Okay, go ahead, change. But take care of yourself too. I have urgent work. I'll be back late. Don't wait for me." He stepped back and disappeared, closing the door for her privacy. Time skip. In the dimly light pub, a busy crowd was enjoying the moments when suddenly a gunshot echoed through the air. Jungkook fired into the air, exploded it with deadly intent. The people there started running away, but when the rival group saw Jungkook, they began firing at him. In the gap, Jungkook's guards also started firing dangerously at them, switching between gunshots and swift knife strikes. Blood splattered across the walls, screams filled the air, and the scent of violence drenched the area as Jungkook mercilessly killed his enemies one by one. His expression remained cold and terrifying. In just a few minutes, he and his girls turned the pub into a war zone, with bodies littering the floor due to the dominant attack. His piercing gaze scanned the room as his suit was filled with bloodstains and slight scratches on his face. Before he spoke, he glanced at the dead bodies. This is what happens when a sane animal like you crosses paths with a hunter like me. His tone sent chills around them. Then one of his girls steps forward, reporting, "Area secure, sir. No survivors. Clean this up. Leave nothing behind." "Understood, sir. Let this be a lesson. No forgiveness, no forgetting. Send a message to all our rival gangs. Make them understood the consequences of crossing us." His words echoing through the crowd like a grim warning, scary to hear, even for his girls. "Absolutely, sir." He nodded to his Mafia king, Jungkook, and left to relay Jungkook's commands to the other guards. As Jungkook was about to leave, he wiped the blood from his hands onto his suit. His eyes found a gourd lying on the floor, and he squinted as he bent to pick it up. When he realized it was a birthday greeting card, he clenched his teeth aggressively and tore the card into hundreds of pieces before throwing them away. His girls were confused as to why Jungkook was getting angry over a small card. Jungkook went to the counter, punched the glass for alcohol, then took a bottle of wine. He smashed the bottle's tip against the counter edge impatiently, not bothering to open the bottle cap, and started drinking it from dangerously. He finished the full bottle quickly and then grabbed another bottle, repeating the same action. He did this several times, and the girls didn't dare to stop him because Jungkook didn't like it when anyone interrupted him. Meanwhile, Jungkook dropped the bottle he was holding. He lost his balance, almost falling, but he managed to regain control and sat on the stool, resting his arm on the counter. "How could you change?" Murmuring to himself, he rested his head on the counter, feeling dizzy while still angry. She was sitting in the middle of the bed wearing a blush pink nightdress with loose hair, staring at the phone happily while holding it, waiting for her boyfriend to wish for her, as it was just 3 minutes away from midnight, marking her 60th birthday. 2 minutes passed, but she found herself breathing heavily, trying to control her emotions. It was already 12 a.m., and her phone didn't ring, causing her eyebrows to furrow and her lips to pop. She lowered her head and set the phone aside, thinking that maybe he had forgotten her birthday or had simply fallen asleep. But when she raised her head, she saw her 17-year-old boyfriend, a teenager, jumping into the room through the window. The sight brought a smile to her face. She got up from the sitting position on the bed. As she stood on the bed, he hissed while rubbing his armpit and cracked his neck before glancing at her. "Happy birthday, my love." Saying it lovingly, he took out a yellow rose from under of his hoodie, presented to her with a wide smile on his face. This made her smile even brighter, reflecting pure love in her eyes. When he spread his both arms for a hug, she jumped like a small kid on the bed and ran to him, giving him a tight hug. He picked her up, spinning her slowly, and she laughed happily in his embrace, placing her hands on his shoulders. Moments passed, he gently stopped spinning her, bringing her to stand, facing him. Their faces were aglow with happiness as they looked at each other. "I thought you forgot my birthday," she said to him with a pout. He gave her a sweet smile. In response, he replied, "I just wanted to surprise you with my arrival." When did you come back? She asked him confusingly. I came back earlier this evening, just for you. Oh, that's my Django, she said as she squeezed both of his cheeks. Where's my gift, darling? Gift? Hello, you are the only one who has to give me a gift. Okay, then I'll give it to you right now. Oh, really? Where is it? She asked curiously. Close your eyes. She nodded and did as he said. But she felt something metallic touching her around her neck. She immediately opened her eyes, saw a platinum chain on her neck, which made her eyes widen. How is it, darling? She couldn't answer because she was getting emotional. She had asked her dad for the platinum chain, but he couldn't buy it for her as he was busy. She had felt upset about it, but now receiving it as a birthday gift from him, she was speechless. When I saw this, I thought it was good, but when you wear it, it will be even better on you, so I bought it for you. I hope you like it. I love you, Django. You know everything I want. I love you more than you love me. Why wouldn't I know? You are my lady, so it's my responsibility to know. She smiled and touched the chain, but her smile faded when she remembered her father causing his face to frown. What happened? Sorry, I can't wear this. If my dad sees this, he will definitely get angry. You are starting to talk about him again? Please, but when we get married after a few years, then I'll wear this daily. Try to calm him. Then he banged his hand against the table as he stepped back away from her angle. Can my girlfriend even wear what her boyfriend gives her on her birthday? You always give the gifts back to me saying the nonsense like this every time. I'm sorry, I can't go against my dad. We both know he hates you so much. He even calls you love and obsession towards me and not real love. That's why he was trying to separate us. As she was saying, then he glanced at her with making his eyes dark. So, you think what I have for you is only obsession, not love then? What are you even thinking about me? She walked towards him, calming him down as she placed her hands on his chest. No, I never said you was an obsession, but my dad said that. Look, your dad is purposely trying to make me an angry person, trying to turn me into a beast with his stupid logic, making your love for me into something else just to make you hate me. He was speaking with a serious tone, but she wasn't feeling scared or tense because she could see his sincerity in his eyes as they looked into hers. But remember, if you try to hurt me because of him, I can't bear it. My whole life revolves around you. There is nothing for me to live for. If you stop loving me, it's better to me to die than to be hated by you. No, never think that way. Why should I start hating you when you love me so much? Even if I were to change, don't leave me. I can't bear to lose you and your love for me. Promise? I promise you. I will never leave you or change. Even if my dad made you into a beast, I would never be scared or hate you. I can still love you. And even if by chance I had to change or something else happened in the future, then don't blame me. Instead, make me yours again. I am always yours. I belong to you, only to you. How could you change why? He murmured as his head remained on the counter table, as his wet hair covering his forehead and eyes suffering and feeling betrayed. How could you change yourself? Am I not that important to you? Even though you have already broken our promise, I'm shamelessly trying to reunite as like nothing happened. Sari is heavily intoxicated. What's our next move? We should take him to the mansion carefully. He is in no state to respond, even if we seek permission. I'm a bit hesitation, but let's proceed. Did you find any clue about my parents? While I was searching for information about your parents, I found something else related to you. What was that? It's about Minjo. I feel sad about him. He was murdered by Jungkook just because of me. If you knew his true nature, you wouldn't feel sad about him. Instead, you would feel relieved. What do you mean? Minjun wasn't just a student. He was involved in smuggling girls to another country for money after using them successfully. He even raped girls too. But his bad luck was when he was on his mission on the way you took good fall into his trap, Jungkook found out about you. How did that happen so easily? When Jungkook went on a mission to destroy one of his rival gangs by fighting them, he found your photo there. Instead of killing the gang, he tortured them until they revealed what they had to do with you and what their secret business was. Smuggling girls to rich old men by Minjun. How can I believe that? I don't feel like Minjun was that fraud. Oh girl, I have evidence. Look at this. She played a video on the phone showing Jungkook torturing them to find about Ryan. Now what do you say? Ignore it. Even though I escaped from Minjun, unknowingly I fell into hell here. Every second I stay here, I suffer from tension and fear. I just want to leave as soon as possible and find my parents safely. Julia's response left Ryan in a state of wonder, her face blank with curiosity. I have already found information about your parents.